I guess what makes me unique is that my starting point isn't necessarily so much where somebody wants to go, but it's who it is they actually are. Because once someone knows who it is that they are, then they're able to find what it is that really resonates with them and actually move forward in a way that's actually going to be sustainable, that they're actually going to find something that they're actually passionate about based on who it is that they authentically are.
I thought I would be back in work within 2 to 3 months. If someone had said to me at that point that I would be unemployed for about 8 months, I would have said, no, forget it, no way. But unfortunately, yes, it's been 8 months and like I said, it's very demotivating.
The clearer we are on the goal, very specifically, the kind of job that you're wanting, that kind of role that you're wanting, how it is you're wanting your family life to pan out, and what financial stability equals to you, and you've got that sum of money in mind, it makes it so much easier for us to go head up after that. You know, it's just a bit like if you're looking for a house and you're looking for a house with 4 bedrooms and a garden that's near a train station. Suddenly it's easy for you to identify that when you're looking, you know what you're looking for, so you're most likely to be able to know when you've spotted it or when something doesn't match up to that. So again, that's really, really good news.
After looking on Rasheed's website and understanding what Rasheed does, hopefully it may give me more of an understanding of who I am and what my skills and what I can actually give to people.
I think that if we can get you to kind of draw the short-term, mid-term, long-term of what it is that you're wanting to do, it just kind of gives us the clarity of that roadmap of what we're wanting. It's a bit like, you know, have you ever heard people say the phrase, I can't see something happening? It's because that their mind needs to be able to see before it can believe. That's why people say stuff is seeing is believing. So it will allow us to kind of creatively and strategically see in front of us, okay, yeah, this is how I'm wanting things to look in the short term, this is how I'm wanting things to look in the medium term, this is how I'm wanting to look in the long term. Don't worry, you don't need to be Picasso. The reason why I get people to draw things isn't because it's abstract, it's actually to get the individual to see how they see the world. Once somebody understands how they see the world, they can begin to work out how they can maneuver themselves in that world in order to get that result. And it's clear he needs to stand out from the pack. He's not like the others, he's wanting to fast track. And it's interesting that actually he is actually quite confident in terms of what he's doing. He's talked about being confident in an interview. He just needs to be able to get into that interview scenario.
Well, I've put here a road.
Yep, so this is a road,
and this represents me in this car here.
Yeah.
I'm sat here, I'm in the rain, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm feeling very unhappy, and there's all these obstacles that are in my way, other cars, other traffic, that stops me from reaching my medium-term and long-term goals.
It's interesting, I noticed that these obstacles, these kind of cars look very similar to you. So one of the things that's in my mind is how it is that we can differentiate you from the rest of the cars.
Okay.
And to see how it is that we can maneuver. Interestingly, that the road is a straight line. So again, this for me indicates that you've got quite a lot of clarity in terms of where it is that you want to go to. And then you said, well, here feeling, you know, down, not motivated, unhappy, but here when you're getting your goals, things are happening, you're smiling, you know, things are greater. David set out what he wanted. He's very clear about where he wants to go, but there's this key area at the moment about his confidence and actually, I guess, about what kind of route is actually going to be most effective. Tell me, these obstacles, let's particularly take the immediate obstacles, do these relate to other people or do they relate to just all sorts of things? Tell me a little bit, what obstacles?
I think they can relate to a lot of things. Yeah. Other people, competition. I don't have any qualifications, I just have my GCSEs. And yet the people that I'm competing against potentially have degrees and better qualifications than I do.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that again stands in my way.
Right. That's useful for us to know. That's really useful for us to know, because I think that then one of the key things is how it is that we can make sure that this car stands out.
Absolutely.
He just needs to be able to get into that interview scenario. And so what we were looking at is ways in which he could get to meet people who would be ambassadors for him, talk to those people to increase his chance of actually getting an interview for a post. And I think that once David's in front of people, the chances of him sticking in people's mind in terms of whether they have an opportunity this week, next year, whatever, is huge.
Well, Rasheed's made me think about who are the best people to network with, how I can get the best from them, how the best way to approach those people, and potentially to go through those people to meet others that are of a more senior level. So, and it's not necessarily something that I'd thought of before, because I was just really looking at contacting and networking with my peers.
From the day one of meeting David, I was really pleased because he's clearly somebody who's very positive, he's somebody who's very focused, he's very personable, and that's really important. We often underplay how important personality, personability is when it comes to getting back into work. If people don't like you, you ain't going to get the job. It is really as simple as that, and sometimes what it boils down to. But increasingly, on top of that, he's actually very professionally very skilled. Our only job really is to bring that to the surface, so as he says, that he's really able to sell himself in those interview situations. What's great is he's done lots of things. He's contacted some very, very senior staff, kind of people that most of us would feel really scared about calling. He's rung them, they've rung him back, he's got meetings with them. Around that same time, another opportunity came through to him, and something very strange about life. Once we start taking charge, funny how life then, doors start to open and opportunities start coming our way.